As I began to think about how to tell my Mosaic Campfire story, I started trying to trace my journey with Mosaic, what I'd learned and what made me want to keep Mosaic as a part of my life always. So I did what many millennials would do, and I ran a filter through my emails. And I found my college application essay. Let me tell you, that's a weird experience. Reading what you wrote as a senior in high school. I recommend it to no one, except for seniors in high school. But I did find a bit of it valuable, so I'd like to share that bit with you now, if you don't mind. Freshman year, I printed it out old school, right? Okay, freshman year, I began attending Berkeley High. There, I could see separation between races and classes more clearly than ever before. Although I'd lived in different environments, I'd never processed how separated people from different communities can be. On the yard, it looks as if students are forcibly segregated. People from different social, racial, and cultural backgrounds surge through the halls in a giant multicolored mass, but never really interact. In this passage, I sound confused and bewildered, but let me clarify, I was angry. For the first time in my life, I was being tracked in AP and honors courses, and my classmates began to look very different from me. I literally heard jokes about kids in the lower track making collages about watermelon and chicken. A kid who I had better grades than told me that I got into Sanford because I was black. This was in Berkeley. And what made me even angrier was that I didn't have the words to talk about how I was experiencing this without being called the angry black girl. It was not until I came to Mosaic that I witnessed true diversity for the first time, where diversity meant more than just percentages in a pie chart. Mosaic was a safe haven of inclusiveness for me, and it helped me garner the strength and the skills to go back to my classmates and be assertive when I'd formerly felt voiceless. It wasn't long before I brought my brother Jared to be a cabin leader. That's Jared. And the safe haven it was for me, it became for him too. And I want more Mosaic. There are too many people out there who don't know the Mosaic values, and I have to say when Jared goes out at night, I don't feel like he's safe. It seems that rarely a day passes where someone who looks like him isn't injured or killed because of fear. There's some really hurt people out there, and I'm worried that they might hurt someone else. I'm scared for him, and I'm scared for my younger brothers. They're over there too. That's Joaquin right there. You talked to him earlier. That's another one, Alejandro. He's 2. Like I said, Joaquin is 5. I know that he'll be a student at the outdoor school when he's 10, and a cabin leader when he's 15, and then maybe an intern like Jared, or a full-time staff person like me. I want him to always feel comfortable being the kind, sensitive, imaginative kid that he is, without having expectations placed on him because of stereotypes about his race or his gender or anything else, no matter where he is. And let me be clear, I don't think this is just for him. Creating this world is a boon for everyone. There's not a person that doesn't benefit from a world that has more equity and kindness. Amen. Perhaps this sounds like a fantasy, but it's just not. I've seen kids at the outdoor school and seen how cross-cultural connection can change perspectives. I've gone into schools and done our in-school curriculum and seen the entire culture of a school change. I've seen our youth leaders become activists and protest and create and blog so that their lives look a little bit more like a Mosaic campfire. Of course, there should be intervention to help address the current state of violence, but I believe that prevention is equally important. A student who for the first time sees assertiveness as a way to solve a problem instead of being violent or aggressive is prevention. A student who learns to be an ally for someone else who's being treated unfairly is prevention. A student who learns that someone who looks or behaves differently than them is a human and not something to be feared is prevention. I've seen all of these things at the Mosaic Project. And yet it's not enough. Now that I'm a part of the full-time staff, I see firsthand how everyone on it works their butts off. I'm one of those butts. Still, that alone is never going to get us to our full potential. To grow, we need funds. And for the Mosaic Project, most of what we do is supported and funded by individual contributors just like you. You make Mosaic work. What you donate today directly affects the amount of people who can experience Mosaic and see the true diversity that I didn't witness until I was 17. We operate on a tight budget, and what you give matters. It really matters. I know money is a hard thing. I have a friend who told me once that it represents security and safety. I know that. I've felt that. And yet I've been trying to think about money a little bit differently. So I'm gonna invite you guys to do a quick activity with me. Actually, I stole this one from my mom, so thanks, Mom. I want you to think about your top 5 priorities for the world. What are the top 5 things you want for the world? Go ahead, I'll wait.
Peace.
Okay, got it? Good, now what are the top 5 things you spend your money on? Do your lists match? Mine don't. Let's prioritize peace, y'all. Let's get more peace in our budget. Let's give. You're probably calculating a number in your head right now. That's good, go ahead and think about it. Now think, can I give more? Can I push myself a little further to give so girls like me can have a safe haven, or so like little boys like Joaquin can have a safer community? If you're thinking about it, you should probably just do it. Nothing is too little or too much. No one can do everything, but everyone can do something. As the very last thing, I'd like to bring my brothers up to the stage. Sorry, they're a little surprised. They didn't know I was going to do this. There's 1, 2. I know this seems a little bit like a gimmick because they are so freaking cute. But I want to point out that this is serious for me. All of the work that I do for them. So I'm going to let them close us out. You have anything you want to say? You say anything?
Yeah. Ha! I love you, Cara. You're a very good sister.
He's right. She is. Yeah, thank you guys for coming. I love my sister and I love my brothers. And I love the Mosaic projects as well. Yeah, thank you.
You want marshmallow? All right. Drum roll, please. You can now pull out your pledge cards.